So about a closer look, son Kabir. Okay. Kabir, who probably lived in the 15th or 16th century, was one of the most influential sons. Kabir, he was probably lived in 15th or 16th century. Okay. So he was also one of the most influential sons, and he was brought up in a family of Muslim Julaha or weavers settled in or near the city of Banaras, that is called Varanasi. So in the city of Banaras or Varanasi, there he born in a Julaha family. Julaha means weavers, okay? And Kabir, he was most influential son, okay? He was the most
Yes, sir.
influential son from 15th to 16th century. We get to know of his ideas from a vast collection of words called Sakhis and Padas said to have been composed by him and sung by wandering bhajan singer. You know that he composed so many Padas, okay? And his vast collection is of words. It's known as the Sakhis or Padas, okay? And it was sung by the wandering sons, okay, and his composition was very popular among these sons, Kabir's Dohe, okay. Some of these were later collected and preserved in the Guru Sahib, Paswani and Bijak. He was so influential son that his collection, his composition was collected in Bijak, Guru Granth Sahib, Pachwani. Okay, Guru Granth Sahib, then Pachwani and Bijak. So here also his composition collected. Kabir's teaching were based on a complete
सर आपके आवाज
environment.
बराबर.
So his teaching was indeed vehement. Okay, means real emotional. Indeed vehement means real emotional. So he's teaching on the base of real emotion. Rejection of the major religious tradition, and he reject the major religious tradition. His teachings openly ridiculous all form of external worship of both Brahminical Hinduism and Islam. So he was the criticized of Brahminical and Islam also. Okay. He reject that ridiculous, okay, and injustice teaching. So he was very popular. So he don't accept that external worship. He believed in internal worship. Don't show up. If you want to pray the God, don't show up. Okay. So he do not believe in external worship. Okay. Some people, they show up their devotion toward gods. Okay. But he don't believe that external worship. He believed in the internal worship. Okay. And so that he rejected all these inequality and injustice form of the religion. The preeminence of the priestly classes and the caste system. In those days, priestly classes, okay. So these priests have a very great importance in those days. So he rejected that, okay. And he also rejected caste system, okay. And so that he was very popular among the people. Kabir's Dohe was very popular among the people because he rejected the importance of the priest Brahman, okay, and he also rejected caste system. He also rejected that external worship, okay, if you show up toward God. So So he criticized on these issues. The language of his poetry was a form of spoken Hindi, and that is widely understood by ordinary people. So he used regional language, Hindi, okay, for his composition. So he wrote all his poems in Hindi language, and Hindi language was popularly known, and it was widely understood by the people. All the peoples know Hindi. They understood Hindi, and so that he wrote in a simple language, okay, which can understand by the people. He also sometimes used cryptic language. Sometimes he used that cryptic Gupta language, secret language, okay, which is difficult to follow. Sometimes he used cryptic, difficult, okay, means secret language, and which was very difficult to follow. So Kabir believed in a formless supreme God and preached that the only path to salvation was through bhakti or devotion. So he told that there is only way for the salvation, that is only intense devotion. Okay, intense bhakti or devotion. Kabir drew his followers from among the both Hindus and Muslims. So he told that if you have intense devotion or intense bhakti, then you will get definitely salvation, means moksha. Okay, so it is about Sant Kabir's teaching. Okay, so which language he used, which language Sant Kabir used in his composition? Who will tell me?
Sir, Hindi.
Yes, Hindi language, very good. And what was his religious teaching? What was his religious teaching?
Sir, Muslim.
Yes,
Muslim.
Sir, Muslim.
no, I am asking you about religious teaching.
Islam.
What he taught in his compositions in the poem.
Ma'am, sir, Hinduism
Path for
and
salvation is only bhakti.
Yes, very good. And he do not believe in external worship. Okay, believed in internal worship. Okay, worship toward the God. If you have extremely devotion or bhakti towards the God, then you will get salvation. Okay, and from which family he was belong? In which family he was belong? In which
Sir,
family he
your
was
voice is
born?
not clear.
Yes, beta.
Your voice is cracking.
Your voice is not clear.
Now,
It is breaking.
Muslim
Now-
family.
Sir, he was brought up in a family of Muslim.
yes. Okay. In Julaha family. Okay, Muslim family. Yes, now.
Muslim Julahas.
Yes.
Yes, sir, it is clear now.
Okay. Then about Guru Nanak. Am I audible to you, beta?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now a closer look, Baba Guru Nanak. Okay. Then second is Guru Nanak, Baba Guru Nanak. We know more about Guru Nanak, 1469 to 1539. That about Kabir, born at Talwandi, that is Nankanna Sahib in Pakistan. He traveled widely before establishing a center at Kartarpur, that is Dera Baba Nanak on the river Ravi. A regular worship that consisted of the singing of his own hymns was established there for his followers. So we know detail about Guru Nanak rather than Sant Kabir. Okay. So he born in Talwandi. Where he was born? In Talwandi. That is called Nankanda Sahib. That is in Pakistan. A regular worship that consisted of the singing of his own hymns was established there for his followers, irrespective of their former creed, caste, or gender. His followers ate together in the common kitchen, that is called langar. Okay, so Guru Nanak, he was not believing in casteism. Okay, he believed in equality, and so that all his followers, they eat in the same place, that is called langar. Okay, his followers ate together in the common kitchen, that is called langar. The sacred space thus created by Guru Nanak was known as Dharmashal. And in a Guru Nanak created a sacred place that is called Dharmashal. Okay, and his followers, they eat together, that is called langar. Okay, and in the langar there is no inequality, no casteism. Okay, from any caste background, okay, from any people can eat there. Okay, where in a langar. It is now known as Gurudwara. So before his death in 1539, Guru Nanak appointed one of his followers as his successor. His name was Lehna. Okay, but he came to be known as Guru Angad. So before his death, he appointed his successor, and his name was Lehna, but after he was popularly known as the Guru Angad, and signifying that he was a part of Guru Nanak himself. And Guru Angad, he was like Guru Nanak. So some people, they consider that Guru Angad is a part of
Sir,
Guru
your
Nanak.
voice is not coming.
Okay.
Sir, your
Now is
voice
it clear, beta?
Sir, your
Sir,
Now
you
is
are
it clear?
clearly audible.
Okay.
even though anyone's voice is not
Huh. So before his death, Guru Nanak appointed his successor, and his name was Lehna. But after that, Lehna popularly known as the Guru Angad. Okay, and some people believe that Guru Angad is a part of Guru Nanak himself. Okay, because he was very good disciple of Guru Nanak. Okay, and so that Guru Nanak appointed him as his successor. Guru Angad compiled the composition of Guru Nanak, to which he added his own in a new script that is known as Gurumukhi. So that Guru Angad, he compiled his own teaching also. Okay, he compiled all the teachings of Guru Nanak. Okay, and after that he adds some his own teaching also there, and it is called a new script that is called Gurumukhi. Gurumukhi. Guru Angad compiled Guru Nanak's teaching, okay, and he added his teaching also, and it's called Guru Mukhi, okay, Guru Mukhi. You know that Tulsidas, he also compiled his script, and it's called Ramcharitmanas, okay. Like that, Guru Angad compiled Guru Nanak's teaching, and it's known as the Guru Mukhi. Okay. After that, now who was the successor of Guru Nanak? Who will tell me? Answer.
Lehna.
Huh?
Lena, then popularly known as Guru Angad.
Yes, correct. Correct answer is Lehna. Okay, good. And what he composed?
Gurumukhi.
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 Gurumukhi. What is there in a Gurumukhi?
सर क्या?
What
Sir,
was
new
there in a
script.
Gurumukhi? Gurumukhi में क्या था?
Sir, new script sound.
हाँ?
Teaching of Guru Nanak.
Yes, teaching of Guru Nanak. Okay, that is in the Gurumukhi.
सर मैं बताऊं सर गुरु अंगद compiled the compositions of Baba Guru Nanak to
Guru
which he
Angad
added his
compiled the religious teaching of Guru Nanak and it's popularly known as the Gurumukhi. Okay, beta? Guru Angad compiled the religious teaching of Guru Nanak and it's popularly known as the Gurumukhi. Okay? Okay, then next point.
सर पेज नंबर कौन सा चालू है?
Yes, beta.
118.
118 page number. Okay. The Mughal Emperor Jahangir looked upon them as a potential threat and he ordered the execution of Guru Arjan in 1606. So after that, the fifth Guru was the Arjan Dev. Okay. And Mughal Emperor Jahangir, he looked upon them as a potential threat and he ordered the execution of Guru Arjan in 1606. And so that Mughal Emperor Jahangir, he killed to Guru Arjan Dev in 1606. He cut his head. Okay, he execution. Okay.
सर पेज नंबर कौन सा चालू है अभी?
Next page number 118. And when the execution of Guru Arjan Dev, when the Mughal Emperor Jahangir killed to Arjan Dev, then the Sikh people, they were very angered on Mughal Emperor and the Sikh movement began to get politicized in the 17th century. A development which culminated in the institution of Khalsa by Guru Gobind Singh in 1669. And after that, these people, they gathered and they formed a political movement against Mughal. It's known as the Khalsa movement. Okay, you know that the why Guru this so, why Guru this Khalsa. Okay, so that Khalsa movement, it was a political movement and it was against Mughal Emperor because Mughal Emperor killed fifth Guru Arjan Dev, and so that Sikh people was very angered and they started a movement against Mughal Emperor and they form a political unit, okay, a military unit that's called Khalsa. And who was the head? By Guru Gobind Singh. In 1699, Guru Gobind Singh, okay, Guru Gobind Singh, he formed a military sect that is known Khalsa. Okay. And the community of the Sikhs called the Khalsa path became a political entity. And that Khalsa means every Sikh people want to join in Khalsa path. Okay. And it was a military sect. And they fight against Mughal Emperor. The changing historical situation during the 16th and 17th century, influenced the development of the Sikh movement. The ideas of Guru Nanak had a huge impact on this development from the very beginning. He emphasizes the importance of the worship of one God, and in Sikh there is only one God.
Sir,
Like Muslim, there is also one God. Okay. He insisted that
कौन सा चालू है?
caste, creed, or gender was irrelevant for attaining liberation. And so that they ate together in a langar. They don't believe in casteism. They don't believe in inequality. They consider all people are equal. Okay, all people are God's son. And so that they believe in equality. His idea of liberation was not that of a state of inward bliss, but rather the pursuit of active life with a strong sense of social commitment. Okay, and in Sikh people, they believe in social commitment. We are, all people are social animals. Okay, we can't live without society. And so that we have some responsibility towards society. Okay, and so that they believe that we have to serve for our society. He himself used the terms Nam, Dan, and Insan for the essence of his teaching, which actually meant Nam means right worship, Dan means welfare of others. Dan, okay, you have to give Dan. Dan means that donation, okay. Nam means chanting of God, okay. Chanting the name of God, that is called Nama. Nam, okay, means God's worship, okay. That is called right worship of God, that is called Nam. Then Dan means you have to give donation for the society, okay. That is called welfare of others, okay. And third is Insan. Insan means purity of conduct. You have to be a good human beings, okay. That is called Insan. So Nam, Dan, and Insan. So these are the three main teaching of Guru Nanak. In Sikhism, there is these three main things. Nam, then second is Dan, and Insan. His teaching are now remembered as a Nam Japna, Kirat Karna, and Vand Chakna. So this teaching now are remembered as a Nam Japna, okay, Kirat Karna, and Vand Chakna, which also underline the importance of right belief and worship, honest living, and helping others. So these are the three things. Right worship means Nam Japna, okay. Nam Japna, Kirat Karna, and Vand Chakna. Okay, that is Nam, Dan, and Insan. These three things. Nam Japo, Kirat Karo, and Vand Chakho. Okay, Nam, Dam, and what is third? Insan. Okay, there is a purity conduct. You have to be a right person. Okay, you have to help to your society. Okay, so that is called Insan. Thus, Guru Nanak's idea of equality had social and political implications. This might partly explain the difference between the history of the followers of Guru Nanak and the history of the followers of the other religious figure of the medieval centuries. So there is a difference between other religious teachers and Guru Nanak, because Guru Nanak, he believed in equality, okay. He believed in equality. Then he don't believe in casteism, and he said that there should be right worship, okay. That is called Nam Japna, okay. There should be right worship. then you have to help to your society. दान देना, किरत करो, वंदचक हो. You have to be a good human being. Okay, there is a purity of conduct. So this is all, these three things are main in the Sikhism. Like Kabir, Ravidas and Dadu, whose ideas were very similar to those of Guru Nanak. So in these centuries, so these Guru Nanak, Guru Kabir, Sant Kabir, okay, so their ideas were very close to each other, okay, and they spread equality and right worship of God in his religious teaching. Okay. So today we complete our lesson. I will send you some revision notes today
Yes, sir.
and NCERT solution also. Okay. So today you have to complete it. Okay.
Sir, we have to complete that exercise.
Yes, beta.
Sir.
I am sending you NCERT solution of this lesson. So you have to note down that question answer, and I am also sending you revision notes of this lesson. What are the important points? You have to read that important points. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now I am going to end this meeting.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Bye, beta.
Bye, sir.
Bye, beta.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye, beta. Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, beta. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone, beta.